Do you know what, guys? We have done way too many modern cars recently. I am just completely bored of them. I want something old. I want something boxy, 90s, 80s, you know what I mean? Something like this. I just want to see something like this with some nice wheels, some nice paint, and slam to the ground. And that is why today I'm going to be checking out this, also the sedan version, a secret version, and the two-door coupe GSI version of the Opel Astra E. So let's just pull in right here and get this car finished, because actually there's plenty more to see. But here we have the estate version. Now these models aren't perfect, as you can see. They're a little bit lumpy, they're a little bit warped and wobbled and whatever else. But generally we have a really nice, cool, classic car here. Especially this, because you really don't see these anymore. I bet in the UK there's probably only a handful of these left by now. So in the customs, well, for this one there isn't anything. So I just really want to go to suspension, slam that down as much as possible, go to paints, pick a nice colour. I don't know, should we go for a metallic on this one? Or is this going to be one for the worn, I think, for this one? I want to go for some retro styles. We've been doing lots of modern sort of bright paints and stance or anything. I want to go what you would see with these cars in their classic state. So something like this blue, it looks kind of worn. This looks sort of old and battered, especially with all these lumps and stuff going on here. Then maybe I would, I don't know, go to V-Stancer. Let's just go to visual lowering. We could even slam it down on these standard steel wheels. These are pretty tight. Then we can go and tuck these in. That's pretty mad on its own, I've got to say. Just with these standard steel wheels, because they're actually pretty big. I don't think they would normally be that big. And this thing can really be slammed down. Look at that. This is just one of those cars that would just be... Oh, look at that. There's something about this. I know that some of you guys are quite young. You're probably not going to get it. These cars are from before your generation. But there's just something about like these old simple cars just completely slammed down to the ground that for some reason I just love it. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I can't rationalize it. But there's just something about that that's just so weird and different. And so brutally slammed that I just have to sort of give a nod to it because it is just so different and cool. But let's give this a different try. Let's just raise this a little bit. Maybe we'll try a different set of wheels, see how that turns out. Sadly, the wheels I was going to go for, they're a little bit too small for this because you can actually see the brake calipers coming through. That is a shame. Oh no, I can go for some mini lights sort of wheels. And I'll make them a little bit wider. Definitely need some width on these. And again, go ahead, and especially because you don't get cars with this sort of arch anymore. This was the problem that I had with my old Colt, was that it's very hard to slam a car with this because it's either a lot of scrubbing or it's a lot of slamming. And it's an interesting look because it doesn't take much to actually cover the wheel with the arch. Look at that. Not even slam that much compared to today's standards, and yet look at how much of the wheel is being covered at the back there. Yeah, do you know what? I actually preferred that original look. I think that just slammed on the black steels was perfect. But there you go. And also, for some reason, it's got some dual DTM titanium tips. Don't know why. We could check the extras just in case there's... No. Okay, so that's just as standard. Right, let's move on to the sedan version then. Also, just a quick note before we go on with the video. I just want to say there is a new video up on my second channel where I restore a Game Boy Pocket. Absolutely amazing transformation. I picked up one of the dirtiest, most disgusting Game Boy Pockets and completely restored it. So once you watch this video, go check it out. There'll be a link in the description below. And here we are. Now, this is actually based off the Emperor, so the sound is a little strange. There we go. Oh, actually, has someone just stolen the car I've just modified? Oh, no, that's someone else's. Oh, I see. It's a different blue. I see. Although the car we just spawned in happens to be in the same blue colour, which is pretty interesting. So this is actually the Opel Kadett. So it's not even an Astra. This is actually classed as the Kadett. And also I'm noticing that wheel is definitely not straight. There's definitely a lot of wobble going on there. So this one's a little bit less lumpy, a little bit smoother, a little bit more realistic. There we go. The badges look a little squashed. There's our interior, as you can see. Very much 80s, early 90s style looking. Especially with these giant headrests. They were definitely a thing back in the day. Were they safe? I don't think they were. There must be a reason why cars don't have these anymore. And these also come with these rather interesting chrome steels. Let's try and go for a modern look with this one. So I just want to go for some sort of bright wheels. Something, oof. Ooh, that is weird looking. Yeah, let's make this a race style one. Okay, I'm going to go for that. On the color, because we've got like this weird stuff going on in the front and it's a bit clashing with other colors, I'm feeling just going for a silver or a gray. Something like that, just nice, simple, but it works. Again, sadly, I mean, I'm picking these cars just because of the cars that they are. Sadly, some of these mods aren't of high quality as others, but that's just how it is. To be honest, you can't complain that anyone has put any car into GTA. All mod makers are amazing. So let's just go ahead, and I definitely want to make these wheels a little smaller because they are a bit too big for this car, I'd say. Maybe something like that. Are they a little bit too big? Small? Not entirely sure. Definitely got some collision of arches on the rear there, though. That's okay. We'll slam it down a bit and then move that stuff on the rear, back, behind the arch. Yeah, that's definitely tucked in. That's not a great look, I've got to admit. I'll maybe get a little bit of camber there. Yeah, this car hasn't really got the fitment dialed down, I'd say. There we go. We'll actually go for a full tux look on that one. Yeah, not really how I wanted that one to pan out. It's definitely another one of these lumpy cars. However, there's another secret version of this I want to check out, but first I want to check out the two-door coupe GSI. So let's go for that one because this one's been a little bit of a letdown, I've got to say. And here it is, lads. It's a boy racer's paradise. From the 90s, anyone who read Max Power back in the day would have seen one of these in a magazine at some point. These were definitely the sort of cars that you would have seen tuned up in sort of the mid-90s. This is, of course, an Astra GSI, or in this case, an Opel Astra GSI. Is this the Opel Kadett even? Not entirely sure. However, this is the two-door coupe model. One of these cars, you don't see these anymore. In fact, I saw a scrap version of these on eBay, and it was still going for like $5,000, and it was all smashed up. Prices of these cars are really just going up. It's quite mad to see. But here we are with the GSI, with the very strange textured bumper. It is a shame that they're not super high definition, but it is what it is. Here's the interior of this one. Good God, that's low. Now, we do have stuff on the customs, but this is actually replacing the blister, so they're not actually for this car. I don't know if any of these tuning parts are going to match anywhere. No, even this exhaust is sort of down there and it's all a bit weird. But we should hopefully be able to change the wheels because these wheels are horrid looking. Although they do suit the era, although I've never seen spokes stick out that much. Is that really based on a wheel, or is that just made up in a 3D modeling program? Because that is strange. Oh, that's... Do you not... Look at how much better that has made this car. Oh, these wheels actually really work, because these are what... These remind me, I think, Mims wheels? I think Mims did a wheel very similar to this. Or maybe it was Borbay. It was one of those car wheel makers back in the 90s that had a wheel very similar to this. That actually works quite well. Can we get tinted windows on this one? Oh, we can. Oh, it does tint the lights, but that sort of matches. Because, I mean, they were actually quite dark anyway. That does sort of work for this sort of car, especially with this bad boy bonnet here, with these evil eyes going on. And by the way, that wasn't a description. These are actually called bad boy bonnets, I'm pretty sure. So for this one, maybe I'll just go like all black. Oh, mind you, the dark colors on this are definitely way too light and green looking. So I think we'll have to go for a light color for anything to not look weird. Yeah, I mean, apart from the fact that they are definitely not dark enough, well, I think we'll go for the red. That's pretty rude boy looking. And as will be the style, we'll have to go to visual lowering here. And of course, get these tucked right in. Maybe about here. That's definitely... I think those of you that watch Mighty Car Mods will probably know the sex spec look. I guess these were sort of before that time, but there were definitely some things of that era that were taken from sort of the era of this, such as these flat arches on the rear, slammed down, something like that. That would have had tubbed rears or something, pretty sure. Just like Twisted, in fact. And there we go. There is our slammed GSI, and in fact, this is actually front-wheel drive, which is matching with the real car in real life, unlike the other ones that were rear-wheel drive. I think what I want to do, actually, is try and make this fast, because these cars were the boy racers' car of the day. Engine, brakes, transmission, turbo. Let's just knock this torque multiplier up a few. There we go, and now we've got barely any turning on this one, because, whoa, okay, this really does not turn, but there we go, proper fast now. And it's probably going to crash into a lamppost, just like all cars of this era did. And there we are. That is the GSI. So we have the secret sedan version. What could it be? Let's see. That was really nice parking. That just just quietly reversed into a hedge. That was great. And here it is. Look at this thing. This is a full all-wheel drive version. So this, I didn't even have to go into V-Stancer and jack this up with big wheels. This has done it for me. But it's also added a bunch of really cool stuff here. We've got this massive thing on the front here. We've got the yellow fogs. Always a big fan of those. We've got the yellow fogs on the roof. We've got a scuba diving funnel here. We've got some antennas. You can actually choose a version without the antennas if you didn't want that. But I thought I'd go for the full kit. Be a full kit wanker. Then we also have the tow bar there. And of course the big chunky tires and the BF Goodrich. Very thin wheels though, I might add. So do you know what? I think we can improve on this. Of course, I'm going to go for the standard, as you guys know, the Lex look. The off-road Lex look. When I say rally, normally it's an off-road battle car style thing. Let's just go for the wheels. Let's just go for off-road. Let's find something. Do you know what? They suit it pretty nicely. They're nice and nobbled, I wanted to say there. How would you describe those tires? Nobbled? Well, anyway, we'll widen those in a second in V-Stancer. Then we can go to extras. Is there any extras? What have we got here? Oh, it's just the tow bar on the rear. That's fine. And of course, we want to go for something like this. Oh, there we go. Look, now we have a battle car version of the Astra, or the Kadett in this case. Now we jump out of this, go to V-Stancer. I'm going to go to tires, make these wider, actually far more suiting. There we go. That's a better size, I think. That's going to work. We will make them a little smaller though. They don't have to be that big because we definitely got some scrubbing going on the rear with those flat arches. But that's fine because we can just make it higher. There we go. We'll have that like that. Maybe a little down on the front. And there is our off-roading battle car Kadett. I've also just noticed we've got some nice yellow lights on the rear there. That's pretty cool. If any of you know any other cars of sort of this age that are done really nicely mod-wise, I would really like to know. You can let me know in the comment section below or tweet me links for it on my Twitter @Figureight. I'm just really in the mood for this sort of old car. And if we could find something that had some cool tuning parts, I am all for it. I would definitely check it out on the channel. Also, as you might notice, there were a couple of featured comments. I don't feature comments in the next video anymore, purely because it means that I can't edit videos quickly. Because I sort of have to wait to build up comments for each video. But I will be featuring comments randomly in random videos from now on. So get your comments in. They'll be featured at some point soon. And also, I have a video on my second channel right now where I've rebuilt a Game Boy Pocket, completely restored it. Absolutely amazing transformation. You can check that out. I'll put a link in the description below you can check out. So there we are. I'll see you guys all next time. Woo! That's definitely way too high. I was not expecting that. Okay, I want to try and see if I can do that again. Oh, there it is. Oh, that is amazing. Well, yeah, okay, guys. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.